Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Life Sciences. As you all know that I was previously running another channel Be Yourself, and that because of hacking that got terminated. So without wasting our time, I have started this new channel, and just similar to that channel I will also be uploading new videos related to the competitive examinations and all. I have taken all the process to retrieve my channel. Let's see what will happen, how much time it will take, but till then I will continue in this channel. So don't forget to subscribe and share this channel too, and I hope same love and same support in for this channel too. So now today I will be going to explain you one question which is related to the phosphoenol pyruvate sugar phosphotransferase system. This question was asked in this December 2019, and I am going to explain this question. So the question is that phosphoenol pyruvate sugar phosphotransferase system transport a variety of sugars into bacteria, and we know that PTS transport system is also termed as group translocons because it involves groups of proteins to transport sugar, especially in case of bacteria including the archaebacteria. And in E. coli, PTS system is consisting of not only E. coli, rather in other bacteria also. PTS consists of E1, E2, in E2 complex it contain E2A, E2B and E2C. Rather it is not E2C, rather it is a E2CD complex. Along with that it contain a HPR protein. Sometimes it contain a homologous protein known as FPR. Now the question is that during this process the sugar molecule is phosphorylated by direct transfer of phosphorus group from. So here the question is basically that PTS consists of this much protein E1, HPR, E2 complex, and among these which protein is basically responsible to transfer phosphorus to the sugar molecules. And among this protein, one protein which is the E2CD complex actually is a transmembrane protein, which means it spans all across the membrane. So what happens during the transportation of sugar, in this case PEP, which is phosphoenol pyruvate, which is also involved in the one of the step in the glycolysis, it transfer its phosphorus to EI protein, and then it get converted into pyruvate, which is the end product of glycolysis. Now what will happen? Now EI transfer its phosphorus to the HPR, and from HPR it will be transferred to EA2 complex, and from here E2A it will be transferred to E2B. As soon as it reaches the phosphorylation reaches, or the phosphorus group reaches the E2B, the E2C and D complex will turn outside, or it undergoes conformational changes so that sugar can bind to it and it can be taken inside the plasma membrane. After this what will happen? The sugar will be internalized and this sugar will be phosphorylated by the E2B complex. So now here the answer is quite clear that during this process the sugar molecule is phosphorylated by direct transfer of phosphate group from which group? E2B phosphorus. So I have discussed this topic in detail because what happens, CSI usually repeats the questions. So now if you will be having a proper knowledge of each and every topic which is asked particularly in the CSIR, then you need not to go in the broad spectrum. Actually this is a shortcut method to cover more subjects in lesser time for your examinations. So this was for the today, and in my next class I will be discussing some more questions. I have just discussed only one question because of shortage of time. I am also taking online classes because of the lockdown. So because of the rushing of time, I just uploaded one video on only one question about the explanation of CSIR JRF net December 2019. My next series I will be covering almost 5 to 6 questions about the explanation of the December 2019 questions. So don't forget to subscribe and share my channel. Till then, Goodbye and take care.